Coming up on CTV, a driver of the anti-DUI RamRide program gets a DUI. Also, a groundbreaking cancer study on golden retrievers. And later, it's the first week of Black History Month with all the activities you can expect this month. All that and more, you're watching CTV News.
Hello and welcome to CTV. On this Tuesday evening, I'm Keith Albertson.
And I'm Lena Howland. The student service acclaimed for giving drunk students a sober ride home had one of its drivers not so sober last week. The driver of a RamRide vehicle is currently facing DWI, traffic, and drug charges. CTV reporter Dillon Thomas has the exclusive interview with the driver of the RamRide vehicle.
I am extremely sorry. I made a mistake. I had a habit that I thought that I was in control of. Obviously, it was stupid, very stupid of me to decide to smoke while I was doing RamRide. No matter what I say, physically, biologically, I was impaired. Scientifically, I was impaired to drive, and it was the wrong move to make, to get behind the wheel after smoking out of my pipe and driving that RamRide car.
In response to the incident, CTV reporter Tom Mullen interviewed ASCSU Student Body President Regina Martel for more on the story.
CSU PD pulled over and arrested a RamRide volunteer, charging him with a DUI early Friday morning. CTV spoke with ASCSU President Regina Martel to get more information.
There was a driver who was pulled over during nightly operations and from there was arrested. And since then, it has given RamRide a great opportunity to try and fix anything that was wrong and really take a hard look at our policies and procedures that we have in place. In the midst of all of it happening, we have just been trying to figure out what went wrong on our end, if anything, and how we can mitigate it in the future. Really our main focus has been RamRide and how we can make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Okay.
At the time of the arrest, only the driver and the navigator, who was also ticketed, were in the car. And that night, approximately 15 people were driven home by the RamRide vehicle. Shortly after the arrest, CSU PD informed the RamRide office of the incident. RamRide informed ASCSU, and ASCSU notified the CSU administration. But surprisingly, student media and the student body were kept out of the loop. Student media was able to reveal and confirm the story Monday thanks to the information given by key sources and diligent investigating. Robert Duran, ASCSU Chief of Staff, commented by saying, "What happened was an isolated incident, and the actions of one should not negatively reflect the program as a whole. We are doing everything in our power to mitigate future risks and looking at policy and procedures."
A CSU freshman honors seminar had a special guest speaker last night. CTV has the story.
I have a little hair, but not as much as I'd like. But I didn't really mind it when I was 4 because I can't really remember it. But I sort of really want my hair back now. Come back, hair.
There are many definitions of bravery.
This is a picture of clowns, and my mom didn't like clowns. You don't like clowns. So that was pretty brave of her to take a picture with clowns.
12-year-old Jessa Salvador is battling leukemia for the second time.
One of the toughest things besides getting the chemo and side effects is I don't get to go to school. And my friends have, they get to talk to each other, and it's harder for me to do that. And I've grown a little bit faster than they have, I feel, so it's harder to relate to what they're talking about.
But on Monday night, Jessa got a chance to step back into the classroom. She visited a CSU freshman honors seminar and gave a grade A presentation to first-year students.
So as you know, I'm Jessa, and I'm just going to share with you what I'm going through right now.
Although she's only 12, Jessa is a world traveler.
I've actually been to Spain twice.
An athlete.
And this is my soccer team.
A musician.
I just learned a few weeks ago, Fear Elise.
An innovator.
I've discovered if you wear goggles, it'll prevent your eyes from tearing up with onions.
And a Doctor Who guru.
Does anybody watch it? Yes.
Jessa's family came to support her presentation.
Am I doing okay? You're doing really good. And my friends and family, they're also really kind, and I don't think I could do this without them.
After her presentation, Jessa told students how they could become a bone marrow donor.
I think a lot of what it did is that it put a name with a face. You know, you hear about people getting sick and getting leukemia or needing transplants a lot, but you never really think about like what they like to do or how old they might be. And
We always say after a treatment or something, it's one down. So just hang in there, it'll be over.
Reporting for CTV News, I'm Katie Huss.
If you are interested in becoming a bone marrow donor, you can visit bethematch.com.
3,000 golden retrievers will have their lives tracked for 10 to 14 years to find ways to prevent canine cancer. Researchers at the Flint Animal Cancer Center at CSU are tracking the dogs for nutritional, genetic, and environmental risks to help scientists determine the #1 cause of death in older dogs.
One more.
After losing 2 of his best friends.
We had Elliot, and we had one other female several years ago, and all of them we lost. All of them had long lives, but all of them we lost to cancer.
Jay Messinger did not hesitate to sign 2-year-old Louie up for a cancer research study.
It was a perfect way to begin to help the golden breed through Louie.
As the nation's 3rd most popular dog,
Golden Retrievers unfortunately have a relatively high incidence of cancer.
the Flint Animal Cancer Center at CSU wants to know why.
We're going to take 3,000 dogs, Golden Retrievers that are young, and follow them throughout their entire life.
Golden retrievers, just like Winston over here, are participating in a new study at CSU proving that they are more than just a man's best friend.
Partnering with your vet and an annual physical is where it all starts.
And then anytime you go to a vet for anything with the dog, that vet has to fill out the visit and send it to the Morris Foundation so that all the visits and all the problems can be tracked.
And the dogs will also contribute.
We will collect a series of samples from these dogs that include blood, hair, toenails, and a variety of other things to collect and store so that over the course of years we can create a story about the health and exposures for each individual dog.
All in hope of connecting some of the exposures to the diseases. In Fort Collins, I'm Lena Howland reporting for CTV News.
This study will also attempt to research specific factors in a dog's life, such as how fun and love can affect the dog's health. They plan to answer this by asking questions like how many children or other pets are in the owner's family, and how much time they spend together.
Before your nightly weathercast, we have breaking news. An 8.0 earthquake has been reported near the Solomon Islands in the South Pacific. A tsunami warning has been issued. It was declared by the Specific Tsunami Warning Center less than 1 hour ago. Countries under the warning include Papua New Guinea, Fiji, and the Solomon Islands. A watch has also been issued. It covers Australia, American Samoa, and New Zealand. Information is limited at this time. Now we'll take you a look at local weather conditions. Here in Fort Collins, we are seeing a return to above average temperatures. We peaked at 55 degrees today on campus. It's clearly cooled down since then, though. Currently, it is 36 degrees, and there's a slight breeze from the northwest. Yesterday and today's mild weather is due to a high-pressure system resting over western Colorado. For now, things will continue to be mild. Tomorrow's sunrise will be at 7:06 a.m. Temperatures will be in the mid-20s and 30s until about 9 o'clock. You'll probably want a jacket during the morning hours. Most of the state will see similar warm-ups. We will see 52 in Colorado Springs, 52 here in Fort Collins, 34 in Vail, and the low point of our forecast is 30 in Gunnison. Winds could be pretty gusty across the high country as well, and we'll see some breezes on the eastern plains and Front Range. Because of that, you may end up needing that jacket all day long. Let's take a look at the rest of the week. Tomorrow, we'll see 52 and partly cloudy. Thursday, 54 and sunny. Again, similar conditions on Friday, 57 and sunny. But as the weekend draws near, temperatures will cool off. Snow in Fort Collins will be very likely Saturday night and Sunday. We'll see highs in the mid-30s on both days. And Monday, skies will clear, but we will have highs in the mid-30s again. That's all I have for tonight. For continued weather updates and updates on the tsunami, follow me on Twitter at WX_Harley. For CTV Weather, I'm Austin Harley. Back to you, Lena.
Thanks, Austin. For those of you looking to secure a job or internship soon, the career fair began Tuesday. Hundreds of students stopped by the LSC main ballroom today to meet potential employers, network, and find out more information on available jobs and internships in the agriculture and natural sciences industry.
Today well, my major is food crops production, and I'm looking to basically explore my options, and mostly in Colorado here.
We have had a lot of interest. We have a really unique internship program. It's not a whole summer. We cram a whole summer into 8 days.
February is Black History Month. I went to the Laurie Student Center to find out what activities the Black African American Cultural Center is planning this month. The Black African American Cultural Center, located on the second floor of the LSC, provides a place for students to connect with others of a similar background.
I knew I found something where I not only fit in, but had a lot of fun doing as well.
This month, the organization has many events planned to celebrate the African American influence on society.
Basically, a lot of our activities are about educating and empowering a lot of the Fort Collins community as well as CSU about Black heritage.
The Cultural Center aims to be a fun, safe space for students to spend their time, but renovations to the LSC next year could affect that. By the end of May, the center will be moved into the MAC gym.
I mean, I guess it will affect as far as like how the Black African American Culture Center feels like a home, especially here, especially for students who are coming from Denver who don't really live here. So it's like a home, so I guess that's the only thing, but I mean, it's only being moved, so we can still go over there if we want to.
But the students aren't letting the construction distract them from the activities.
In all honesty, I've been in these organizations, and to be able to support them, and not just throughout the whole month, but throughout the whole year, I think just shows how much I love the culture and love everything about the Black community.
Jesus wishes more people would get involved and thinks the best way to do that is through the center's events this month.
Just come and support all the events. We have a great concert coming up on February 12th at 6:30 with Dwayne, the Grammy-nominated artist. It's one of the programs that BSA and United Men of Color are putting on, and we're really excited to put it on.
The next Black History Month event will be a lunch with faculty and staff at noon on Wednesday, February 6th in the Laurie Student Center, room number 224.
And while football is over and baseball is yet to start, right now America's sport is hoops. And it's hard to find a hoops program much better at home than the CSU Rams here in Fort Collins. Now, no one can deny that Colton Iverson is a beast. I mean, he's near 7 feet tall and the man weighs 260 pounds. Colt 45 has so much power he literally broke the basket in last week's game against Fresno State. It was such a big dunk that ESPN didn't cover it. Yeah, they didn't cover it because it wasn't on TV. Something needs to happen about this crisis for Rams fans. If NBC was content on picking up our football coverage, I'm sure they'd love to cover one of the top teams in the nation. Maybe I'll send a letter to Jack Graham and suggest CTV cover the games from now on. Now, check out this shot by J.R. Smith, a former Nugget star. He's known for his outrageous dunks, absurd three-point shots, and his tattoos, but when he airballed his free throw last night, all he could do was laugh, and his team did the same thing. Poor JR, he's my favorite player in the league, but Knicks head coach Mike Woodson summed it all up with that reaction to that shot.
Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight.
Have a great night.